They didn't go back to the old logo.
What? Why
the
not?
D on the helmet. You know, the D with the Bronco going through the D. Right. Pause. No Diddy.
Wait a minute.
Oh, they look like knockoff Bear uniforms.
They look like
I hate these.
They look off knockoff Boise State uniforms.
Let me see.
It's not good at all. Not good at all.
Describe them for the radio audience.
Well, it's their you got the orange crush right there, but it's not like the old school. Like I thought they were going to go back to like the white helmets maybe with that old Bronco look, but it's more of like a new like college uniform.
Oh my gosh, they're really mediocre.
They're very mediocre. And they didn't change the logo on the helmet. They need to go back to the old John Elway.
What are they doing?
Orange Crush helmets.
They do. They look like Illinois jerseys.
Yeah, these are terrible. Terrible. Gosh.
Wow.
They hyped these up. Adam Schefter was retweeting them all. Now, the Lions redesign is sick.
Well, it's classic.
It's classic.
The Jets was classic.
Jets was classic.
Broncos down bad. And I mean, if we're going by uniforms and divisions, AL West is stacked. AL West. NFC,
I was going to say, what?
Excuse me. Well, AL West, they stink, by the way. But you got the Raiders, you got the Chargers and the Chiefs. This is really strong uniforms.
So, why do teams make it so much harder for themselves? Just embrace the 1980s and 1990s jerseys. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I will say this regarding the Denver Broncos. These jerseys look like they belong in Walmart because they're now owned by the Walmart family, and these are not good.
Yeah.
They're not good.
These are Walmart uniforms. No, these things are mediocre. But anyway, 888-957-9570. Open phone lines right now as we are getting ready for the NFL draft. You got the Warriors offseason, the NBA playoffs. What was your big takeaway there? We got a roulette board full of just Ryan Garcia, big time performance by him over local boy Devin Haney. It was tough to see the local boy get beat up the way he did. Got knocked down 3 times. The referee saved him from being finished. Should have been finished. He got destroyed in that fight. You got the Giants splitting with the Diamondbacks. They split with the Diamondbacks. Won 2 of the first 3 games in the series. Lost yesterday. Your boy Miller came in, gave it up after Jordan Hicks pitched well for 5 innings. So, what's your mind? What's your big takeaway? Big takeaway from the sports weekend? Is it Ayuk trade rumors? Is it the Niners in their draft? Well, the playoffs? Are you watching the playoffs thinking who could the Warriors pluck from these teams?
It's a variety of things when it comes to the NBA. There's a big part of me that's actually really glad that the Warriors got bounced when they did, because I do think that if they want to make the appropriate changes to be back in contention, those deals might not make themselves presentable, but like they needed to lose that way emphatically, because I'm seeing Warrior fans like, we could have beat OKC. Really, we're going to do that? We're going to do that? Come on, Warrior fans.
Well, they do look vulnerable. So I'm not mad at Warrior fans for thinking like that. When you have championship experience like the Warriors do and the Pels don't, Warriors are winning that game yesterday. If the Thunder was playing like that yesterday, Warriors are winning that game. I'm not saying they would win the series.
I'll say they got blown out by a team that got blown out. You know what I mean? In the Sacramento, the Warriors, they look like the 10th seed. That's what they were. They look like the 10th seed.
They're awful.
That's what they were.
But I can't be mad. I'm not going to lie. There's various points in that game. Like, damn, I wish the Warriors are in this mix. Like, think about how well it's set up for them. No Zion on Friday. Pelicans, no Zion.
Why are you doing
know what I'm saying? Like, because we're fans. That's what we do.
It's set up well for them all year. And they lost games to San Antonio, Luka-less Denver, Dallas Mavericks. So I don't know. But that Warrior is this could be a big offseason. And when I mean big, I don't know. Is this the biggest in the Bay Area in the last 20 years? Feels like it.
I feel like it's the most tense offseason for one professional team in this market in at least 20 years.
Wow, I like that way.
Most tense. Wow. It is tense.
What even comes close?
Because what's close?
Because I was thinking that Giants, after losing to the Cubs the way they did.
2016.
They needed a closer, but it didn't feel this dire.
No, it didn't. The Niners off seasons, they've had some off seasons where you got to get a player. You got to, the Trey Lance off season, for example. This past off season was kind of tense for the Niners. Because you had the Bosa hold out.
It was.
You didn't know what to do with Trey Lance. We didn't know if Brock Purdy was going to be ready to start week 1.
Is Trent going to retire?
Sam Darnold signed with the 49ers. Yeah. And we thought, Sam Darnold, is he really going to have a shot to compete? Well, he did. He got the backup job. But for the Warriors, it is the most tense, I believe, in this market at least 20 years. Because you have sentimental players in Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry. So right off the rip, I'm at the family. I'm Brioni's birthday party and the family there, and all these big Warrior fans, and they're like, "No, Clay's coming back. He's got to come back. We got to keep our core. It ain't the problem, right?" So you got that segment of fans. Then you got, what do you do with Andrew Wiggins? What do you do with Andrew Wiggins? Then you got, what do you do with Draymond Green? Then you have the people who are saying it's Steve Kerr's fault. Steve Kerr, the rotations. He don't coach well. Then you got people like my dad saying, the refs just got it out for us. They don't help us like that. We got bigger problems than the referees.
I mean,
the referee talk, it's whatever. So, people
refs have it out for us. I kind of I'm here for that conspiracy theory.
But then also you got just the family member.
No, trust me. I always have an uncle that thinks that the referees are out to get us.
It's fixed, it's bought, it's predetermined, it's scripted, blah, blah, blah. And then you got the Kuminga Moody. They need to play Moody. Was Moody any good? Kuminga, what do you do with Kuminga? Do you trade Kuminga? I'm watching these young players pop in the playoffs. Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Maxey, who was playing SGA last night. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, Chet Holmgren in the playoffs, right? Young players. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, what would it look like with Moody and Kuminga getting in more expanded role within this offense? There's all these question marks.
But it's interesting you say that because, as I'm watching OKC last night, you know what I'm thinking? Chet Holmgren doesn't have to look over his shoulder and worry about a GP2 coming in and snagging his minutes. Chet Holmgren doesn't have to worry about his coach having zero tolerance for a missed bucket.
I mean, even... you're right. Trey Murphy the third. Trey Murphy the third and Herb Jones. They don't got to look behind their back.
No, I mean, and any of those guys, and it's not. I'm just pointing at the coach. Other players, not tolerating certain extra passes and stuff like that. The one thing that I do, I think the Warrior body language, as I look around the league, we had really bad body language this year, just in general, all of them, youngsters, old guys, everyone. Just the body language felt very disgruntled. Entitled is too strong. Frustrated.
Nah, I thought the body language was a lot better than it was a season ago.
Sure. I mean, that was all-time low. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, in general, there was a lot of, I don't know, I see around the league, there's a lot of frustration around the league with calls and whatnot. I don't see the outward anger of not making the extra pass, not moving to the corner and going that way. The Warriors, the tolerance level for movement on specific plays is kind of wild. That's what I pick up on.
I don't know about that. I don't know about the body language being bad. I saw a team that was upbeat, that was confident. They were confident. They thought they were going to make a run. They thought they were going to do some special things in the West playoffs, and the fact is we're watching these playoffs without the Golden State Warriors. We're watching OKC try to learn how to win in the postseason. We're watching the Pelicans try to win in the postseason. We're watching the Denver Nuggets slowly but surely try to create their own dynasty. And look, the Lakers got no shot against them. As long as the Nuggets are healthy, the Nuggets are winning that in 4 or 5. There's no doubt in my mind.
KCP is just a solid winner.
I don't know. I was trying to look for suckers over the weekend, people who thought the Lakers actually had a shot in this series. I was looking for those suckers. Couldn't find one. I was trying to make some extra cash. I need to make up money with the Warriors. Not in the playoffs right now. Not to make it about myself.
So how do you approach a sucker and try to make money off the Lakers? I'm curious how this works.
You just eavesdrop. You just listen to conversations and you listen to the way people talk. Like you, for example, you're sitting there like, oh, I think the Lakers. I was like, damn, maybe I could get Shafty out of something. Maybe I could borrow one of his 3 houses. Maybe for the weekend. Maybe I could, maybe I could find something.
They're going to win. They're going to win a game against Denver. They're going to win a game.
They'll win a game against Denver. They'll win a game. I had it going 6, but I was. Listening to you talk last week, you were like, oh, I think the Lakers, I don't know, P. And I was like, oh, maybe I got this sucker right here. Maybe I could have bet. But
it is a long shot. I mean, we have to acknowledge long shots. So, no, I think that the Warriors are in a good spot to sit back, watch what the rest of the league is doing, and make clear-headed assessments. When the season ends and the offseason begins right away, I think you can be a little emotional, and the coming down period can be very difficult. And so you make emotional decisions one way or the other. And I think the finality of ending a full month, if not more, before the rest of the season kind of shakes itself out postseason-wise, I think it's good for the Warriors to sit back and watch. Because to think that they're close is fool's gold. Well, I think they're far away.
Well, these teams look good. You consider a matchup against Minnesota. We're all like, oh, we want to see OKC in Minnesota. Those jokers in Minnesota. Anthony Edwards is about that life.
They're not jokers.
He's about that life.
But will they keep that team together with their finances being what it is? Can I get Nas Reed?
Why are you so worried about that?
Well, because they're already talking. Because
they just re-signed Nas Reed to a 3-year deal.
because the owner was supposed to sell the team to Alex Rodriguez, and now he's not, and they can't go into the luxury tax that deep. They're a team like the Warriors that is going to be facing some penalties, and so yes, they are going to have to get rid of some players.
You're worried about getting rid of guys?
No, I'm trying to see if I can get Naz Reid from them.
That'd be great to get Naz Reid. That'd be great to get Naz Reid
or Cat. I mean, they might get rid of Cat,
but
Cat has flaws.
Cat's a good player. Cat's definitely a good player. Talent has never been a question with them. But Minnesota, Naz Reid, we're not getting Naz Reid, man. We're not getting Naz Reid.